Morning, all. All right, so a rare Sunday without a matinee game, and yet there's still an early game on. So at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, the games begin for your Sunday. The Calgary Flames in against the Ottawa Senators. Calgary 7-3-4. The Ottawa Senators 4-9-1. The goal scoring 3.14 goals per game for Calgary. That's 10th in the NHL. Their goals against average 2.29, which is second in the National Hockey League. On the Ottawa side, 2.57 goals per game, which is 27th. It did improve a bit after last night's game. 3.43 goals against, which is 30th. And that was the problem they had early last season as well, was their goals against was just too high. The next meeting between these teams will be on January 13th. So, yeah, that'll be your interesting all-Canadian matchup for today at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Well, Montreal is very often a bad matchup for Boston. Historically, we'll see how it works out tonight. Recent history has been a little different than long-term history. Montreal's 4-10-2 overall. The Boston Bruins 7-5. This is the first of 4 meetings between these teams. They'll meet again on December 18th, January 12th, as well as March 21st. Montreal 2.13 goals per game, which is 31st overall. Their goals against 3.31 per game, which is 28th overall. Yeah, the overall numbers, well, they don't really favor Montreal. But the goals for and against, Boston's got 2.92 in both, which is 17th in goals for and 16th in goals against. So we'll see how things turn out for Boston tonight in a matchup that traditionally hasn't been great for them, but recently has been very good for them. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, we also get the New Jersey Devils. These guys right here, the old Colorado Rockies jerseys. 7-4-2 and against the 8-3-3 New York Rangers. Now I'm wearing Rockies because A, I think it's kind of fun, and B, yesterday, Jack Edwards saying they must be collector's items. They're a one and done. And I'm thinking, well, they kind of are, but they were still relatively easy to find up until about 5 years ago. So the next 3 meetings between these teams after tonight will be March 4th, March 22nd, and April 1st. Or April 5th, sorry. This is the only meeting these teams have before the Olympics. For the New Jersey Devils, they have 2.92 as their goals for per game, which is 16th, 2.85 goals against, which is 13th. On the Rangers side, they're scoring 2.71 goals per game, which is 24th overall. They're allowing 2.86 per game, which is 14th, but they have that 8-3-3 record to the 7-4-2 record for New Jersey. We'll see how things go tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We'll also see the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Washington Capitals going at it. So there's some pretty heavy rivalries. These 3 here especially, right? Pittsburgh's 5-4-4. The Capitals 8-2-4, and I don't think they'll have a lot of pity for Pittsburgh, although Pittsburgh will be getting some players back. They may not need it. Pittsburgh scoring 3.08 goals per game. They're allowing the same, so they're 12th in goals for per game. They're 22nd in goals against. The Capitals scoring 3.43 goals per game. They're 6th in that area. 2.50 goals against per game. They're 4th in that area. These teams will meet 4 times. The other 3, December 10th, February 1st, as well as April 9th. At 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific as well, the Edmonton Oilers continue this road trip, which has been a bit of a speed bump for them, in against the St. Louis Blues, who are coming off of a pretty strong game where they just lost to Carolina, right? So they're 8-3-2. This is the first of 3 meetings between these teams. They'll meet again on December 29th as well as April 1st. For Edmonton, 4.08 goals scored per game is first. Goals against, 2.92 per game, which is 17th. On the St. Louis side, 3.38 goals per game, which is 7th. Goals against, 2.54, which is 5th. So, yeah, this will be an interesting matchup. I kind of like Edmonton in it, but that's just because it's they're due for a win on this road trip. But we'll see, because St. Louis isn't an easy one. Then at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks in against the Anaheim Ducks for the second time in about a week's time here. They met November 9th, which was only 5 days ago, and that was a 3-2 win in overtime for Anaheim. Oh, it was so long ago when there was hope for Canuck fans in their hearts. They're 5-8-2 now to go against the 8-4-3 record of the Anaheim Ducks, who are surging. Goals for per game, 2.6 for Vancouver, which is 26th overall. They're allowing 3.27 goals per game, which is 27th. So it's interesting, the 26, 2.6, 27.27. But anyway, On the Anaheim side, 3.47 goals per game, which is 4th overall. They're allowing 2.8, which is 8th. If you stay top 10 in both of those, you're going to make the playoffs. This is the second of 4 meetings. They'll meet again December 23rd as well as December 29th. So if Vancouver's going to turn this season around, they've got 3 games against Anaheim before New Year's. Anaheim could play a role in either the demise of the team's playoff hopes or maybe rejuvenating them if Vancouver could win all 3, but they'd also need to win some other games too. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, your picks and your favorites and all that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.